Welcome to Local Business Spotlight, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. I'm joined by the man himself, Mr. Bruce Dodd from People's Home Equity. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hello, my friend. Always good to see you.
Likewise, we're talking a little bit about the trends for fourth quarter and what to expect. It's been on the rise, right, up until now. How are we going when it comes to property sales in your area?
Okay, so property sales are rocking and rolling. The good news is earlier in the year, there was about 750 homes for sale in all of Chattanooga land. And there were about 750 sales a month. So put a house on the market, it was selling that same, very, very quickly. Right now, there's more houses on the market. We're in the 1,200 range. Things are selling still very quickly. One thing to think about, if you've been blocked out of the housing market, you've not been successful in buying a house, fourth quarter is often a great opportunity for buyers because there's a lot of buyers who say, hey, I don't really want to celebrate Thanksgiving over a moving box. So there are things around the holidays that just some people say, hey, I'm going to put this off and wait till next year.
Yeah.
Often can be a great opportunity because less people are in the market.
I want to ask you one question that has been on the news as of late. People buying their first home together, okay, like two best friends.
Yeah.
You've been locked out of the market, like you just said. Maybe you haven't been able to afford, maybe the inventory isn't there. So you've got to go to the next step in your financing. What can you say to people out there about that type of circumstance?
Okay, so there have been a couple of big articles about this lately. You're seeing people, so younger folks these days are delaying marriage till later. And so they're saying, hey, I don't want to keep paying rent. And I've got a great relationship with another person. We feel comfortable about buying a house together. Can be a great idea. However, when you're going to enter into one of those, it's important to think about some things. One is, what happens if one of you gets the job of a lifetime across the country? Are they going to expect that we're going to sell the house? Are you going to have the opportunity to buy out their interests? Do you have the financial capacity, should that occur, that you could buy out their interests? And so other things need to be thought about, like who's going to pay the mortgage? Because there's one mortgage payment. So who's going to be responsible for that? How are we going to handle things like if repairs need to be done to the property, are we going to vote on that? How are we going to handle those things? So it's one of those situations that if you're going to buy a house with a person that you're not married to or you're not in a long-term relationship with, you need to think about some other things that may occur. Best time to think about things, best time to have an agreement is when everything's wonderful. When you don't want to come up, the best time to have an agreement is when you don't need one. Worst time is when you need one. So you need to sit down together and realize that when you're buying real property and you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's not time to say, oh, everything's just going to be cool. Other things that one has to think about, what happens if one of the parties dies? And so how are you going to handle that? Is the other person going to get the property? Is your desire to leave your interests to someone else? And so those need to be things that you think about. We don't like to think about stuff like that. This is the time when you have to.
Bruce, I know I went off sideways, but it's just been the whole conversation of what's been happening lately. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
If you want to find out more information about Bruce Dodd and his team over there at People's Home Equity, there it all is up on the screen for you. We'll be back after this short break.